A frozen wasteland, haunted by the undead and the dying. What is there to do but survive through the graveyard of horrors and a garden of bones?
Hello and welcome to the Tale of Bone and Ice, a D&D podcast that is not only spooky, but chilling as well. Chilling, because this is an adventure where our three noble wanderers are thrust out into the icy post-apocalyptic world and are challenged and guided by our equally noble dungeon master. Today, as always, we've Candor playing Big Boy Goliath Fighter Condemned. We have Grimhilde playing Little Baby Cukunkana Kalishtar. Me, Marilyn, playing Golden Dragonborn Love Boy Paladin Meris. And our ever-fearless DM, Brian, playing every literal thing else in this crazy fantasy world.
So let's roll our, we do a thing that I stole from a different podcast where we roll D20. Everybody does, except for DM, because I do all the rest of the legwork.
Which podcast?
It was Dice Populi. They are incredible. They have a rotating cast of DMs every season, and it's a really good, entertaining time. I especially loved It Came in the Night, which was Ryan Mossberger. So everybody, roll your D20, and whoever gets the lowest has to do recap news, which is a phrase I stole from Dames and Dragons.
Oh, no.
I got a 15.
14.
2. I was literally just saying how I didn't take any notes, other than the pronunciation of Cukunkana's name. So on the last session, we met our adventurers, the three of us, and we were told to go to the town of Continuance. We have to go to Continuance to make more trade with Bill Luckyfoot. So it's like the next town over or some shit. He's got 2 feet. One might be a rabbit. We're not sure. The jury is out on that. We have to bring bones of the undead back to our place, which we got because we killed a bunch of undead after we left. We found out that the little baby Cukunkana has had weird dreams about a melted world or something. Yeah.
You had a dream.
I had a dream about my late grandfather. That was sad. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I almost cried.
Yeah, I didn't like it. We found out Condemned was a murderer.
Yeah.
But we were all really chill with that. And I think we'll continue to be until we get more information.
Until he does it again.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What else did we do? I literally didn't write anything else down.
It didn't help watch.
Oh my god, yes.
It didn't help keep
You also
watch.
fought.
We fought the Skelly Mans, and Cukunkana rolled 3 out of 4 ones for her dice, which was amazing. But we killed them.
And a nat 20.
Oh yeah, and a nat 20.
I set Connie on fire.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, what a wacky week it's been.
Only a little on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Only a little on fire. Only
You set yourself on fire more.
I did.
She sure did.
Oh yeah.
I did the most damage against ourselves.
Truly. It was a sight.
Those frost thralls could not do anything.
Cukunkana had a spooky experience with a skeleton head.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
She sure did, yeah.
Yeah, she had a spooky experience, and then we punted the skull away.
I forgot all 3 of us tried to kick it at the same time.
Yeah, all 3 of us tried
That
to
was
kick it
so
at the same
cute.
time.
Fuck, we're dumb. Oh my god, we're so cute. Yeah, I told you it was coming for us and it was gonna take our sparks or something.
Yeah.
Yes, it was going to take the spark inside of us. And then that's when Cukunkana told us that she really wanted to resume the world to its warm state, which made both Meris and Condemned very concerned, since that would result in them being standing on an ocean. And they're wearing heavy armor, so they weren't about that life.
Cukunkana has middle school syndrome. You know, like when you're a middle schooler and you think that you're a superhero, or you have like latent like magical powers.
I
and
know
you're
I
like,
did.
When is my letter from Hogwarts coming? Because I'm clearly
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
That is how she is.
Yeah.
But it's like yeah, real life. And she's like,
Yeah.
God damn it. She's got
She's
to
like,
a nap.
I've got to save the world. I'm the
Yeah.
chosen one.
Yeah, like, oh, fuck. All right. But I got
More
my
like
two...
the Frozen one, am I right?
Can we kick the
Let it
GM
go.
from the campaign?
Yeah.
Like, get out. I'm running it now.
Who wants all my notes? They're mostly insane. I think that's everything. I think that's all the relative information.
Yeah, you actually remembered almost all of it.
And let's dive right into episode 2. The three of you awaken after your rest, after your night of fighting frost skeletons who are wandering the wastelands. It's cold. That's familiar. There's nothing particularly unusual about it being cold. Your tent flap is slightly open, but it's just from whoever was on watch taking a bit of time. There's nothing to be worried about. A slight breeze is coming in.
All right, so I got a couple of questions. The first one is, we earned a level up, right? Like we're level
No.
2 now? No?
No.
Come on.
But we beat up 1.33 continuing frost skeletons apiece. Is that not an epic achievement?
No.
Okay.
That
that's
sounds
fine.
good enough. If I killed 3 frost skeletons IRL, I absolutely would level up.
Right?
Even just in confidence.
I think the epic achievement is it's the friendship we made along the way is the epic achievement.
Yeah. Second thing is, Condemned doesn't sleep through the night as a general rule because he is used to journeying on his own, and so he got into the habit of waking up intermittently and like looking around. He wouldn't sleep too much, and he would get up. His morning routine is to get up and to start exercising.
Sure.
He gets up early.
The sun-up jock.
Hit us with some of the exercises outside that you're doing. Assuming that you're doing them outside.
Yes, definitely outside. So he's got to like kind of very carefully crawl out because this tent was probably not made for Goliaths. So he's got to like kind of so he's got to be careful not to like rip anything as he leaves.
Oh my god. Your little feet poke out of the flap as you sleep because it's too big.
Okay, so it's actually, as he was doing this, like he had to very specifically curl himself so that like your guy's feet was probably like propped up against like his calves because he had to like curl inside of the tent almost.
Like an
Just like
L
croissant.
shape, like
Yeah.
backwards. That sounds horrible.
In that case, can you do me a stealth check just to make sure? Like, you don't want to wake anybody? Is that also part of the...
Yeah, I mean generally. Okay.
So stealth check, and I believe you're wearing medium armor, so disadvantage.
Yep, disadvantage. All right, it's easy to calculate because I get a +0.
All right.
12.
Okay, so that's fine enough. They don't wake up. They're at least one of them is a very heavy sleeper.
Yeah, fucking nothing's waking her up.
All right, so I get up and my exercise routine is, well, first off, are there any like heavy rocks around, DM?
Currently, there are not heavy rocks. There is a few shards of ice around, and those are they might work for what you're looking for. Rocks are not super common.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. I'm looking for something that is the equivalent of a boulder that's a few hundred pounds, ideally, but probably not.
I don't think you'd find one of those around where you're at.
Okay, that's fair. In that case, he's just going to like have his pack and his equipment like above his head, and he's going to do some squats because he don't skip leg day.
All right, you can do an athletics check for that if you like.
Yeah, sure. Let's do red for this one. That was a mistake. That was a total of 8 because I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Maybe you should skip leg day.
Woof.
This is why you don't.
As you lift up your pack to do the squats that you are pretty normally accustomed with, you do the first squat down and you stand up, and it's a bit more work that you normally are used to because you're out and you're protecting people instead of traveling by yourself. There's a bit of added stress upon your mental psyche that's affecting your physical body. And you go down for the second one, and you can't quite get back up, so you're just holding it above your head. And do you eventually realize, like, I gotta put it down, or do you just keep trying to go for it in spite of your anxiety and your extreme tiredness at this point.
Well, I feel like this would be more of a mental thing because it's not like this would be this would normally be a lifting thing, right? Like Condemned's carrying capacity is
It's like
insane.
a ritual thing.
Yeah. So Condemned's just gonna try and like push past it essentially.
Do like a wisdom save.
Well, I'm definitely not going to use red for this one because it screwed me before. All right, that is an 11.
Yeah, you're able to push past it to get to the point where you can continue to lift more. If you'd gotten lower, I imagine it'd be a lot harder. But you're able to break past the mental barrier of worry about the people that you're with, and you're able to continue on your basic ritual.
Right. I'm just remembering the last time that I was in charge of a caravan, and then some like ice thralls got into the camp, and then like there was fucking blood everywhere, and we couldn't find most of the halfling.
It wasn't much of him to begin with, but there was even less by the time they were done with him.
That's what he said, but nobody laughed.
Yeah. So you're able to push past the mental barrier, and you're able to get back up. Oh, the second one up. And then you just keep going back on your way.
And then just like arm stuff. So by the time I imagine Meris gets up anyway, he's probably on to the arm stuff. Because of his insane strength, he does like handstand push-ups in order for body weight stuff to actually be enough for him, even with his body weight. He's got to do the handstand push-ups.
Chadzilla over here.
Okay, but I don't know if you've ever done a handstand, but like your face gets red, but he's like a dark gray, so his face just gets like a purple black almost as he's doing this, and it is not a good look. It just
looks bruised as fuck.
Yeah.
Looks like he's held his breath for too long.
Who could have all the circulation to your head? Maris, I imagine you'd be the next to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up and you look around, and there's clearly a huge body missing. He must be outside.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of crack my shoulders and rub the sleep out of my eyes, and I'm just gonna go outside, open the flap, and I'm gonna see this purple-faced, upside-down monster of a person.
Good morning.
Hey, how you doing? What are you doing?
Push-ups.
Oh,
Why? How do you get your strength?
not upside down generally, but I mean, I can give, maybe I'll give that a try.
Oh, you're gonna try?
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that.
Really works the core. Not that you need it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So for Meris, I think first it would be an acrobatics check to try to do the handstand.
I'm not dexterous. Oh, no. I got another 2.
You know, have you ever tried to do a handstand yourself, or like even like a cartwheel?
Yeah, I can't do either in real life.
Yeah. So when you go to put your hands on the ground to sort of move your body up, your feet just sort of come up off the ground really gently, but you can't quite get the momentum that you need to get up into the upright position.
Yeah, like when a toddler
just
is
sort
like
of
learning to walk.
Yeah.
She just like horse kicks in the
You just
air.
horse kick like maybe a foot off the air barely, and you just sort of land back down on your feet, and you can't quite get it at this time. You maybe if you try again, who knows?
Like when a toddler is like fully confident that they did his handstand, but they just did that.
Yeah. I'm just like, ugh. And then I like look to see if Kai's looking, and I'm just like, I'm actually more of a runner myself, personally.
Condemned is just like still been doing that as you're doing. It's like, if you want, I can give you some help.
No, it's okay. I'm fine. It's fine. You keep doing that.
That's fine.
I'm gonna go wake the baby, I think.
Good call.
You keep doing that.
So you head over to the tent flaps and you open it up. And Cukunkana, how do you sleep?
Mouth fully open, tongue laying outside of mouth. Like, now that nobody is inside the tent, like, somehow in that short amount of time, she has sprawled herself throughout the entirety of the tent. Like, each of her limbs is, like, in a corner. She surprisingly takes up a lot of space for someone who's 5 feet tall.
She's somehow arranged for her hair to like spray out.
Yeah, exactly. She's everywhere now that nobody's in there.
As the tent flap opens, you feel an immense cold breeze wash over your face, Cukunkana.
She curls into a little ball and goes,
Meris, you view this, and that is what you see, a small ball go.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over, just kind of like roll the ball back and forth. I'm just gonna be like, Cukunkana, hey, you gotta, it's a wakey time.
Oh, wait, what? And then she slowly opens her eyes, and it's, like, clearly an immense effort. like, they're still, like, closing. She's, like, her eyelids are, like, falling as she's opening. She's like, who? Oh, I'm not at home.
Yeah, because it's just, like, my fucking snout and my teeth is the only thing that you see when you open your eyes.
She's like, I forgot about, oh, God,
So as soon as Cukunkana starts to like sort of open her very sleepy eyes, there's a gust of wind that whoosh pushes the tent flaps open, and you can both feel an immense breeze brush through the tent. Connie, you can feel it as well. It sort of takes you off balance with your handstand, and do you want to maintain it or do you want to go down?
If I feel like there might be something weird going on, I'm gonna kind of roll to my feet.
It's just you're on a vast open area, so occasionally there will just be gusts of wind that will occur. This is not unusual.
Oh, in that case, I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay, well then I'm gonna need a deck save.
Of course you are.
Cukunkana, while it's happening, is gonna scramble to get dressed because of the cold.
13?
13. You sort of like walk yourself a little bit with the breeze, but you're able to stay standing in your handstand. Cukunkana getting dressed.
Yeah, which is basically just putting on all of her layers, because like she was already clothed, of course, but she's like putting on all of her outerwear, puts on her little mask to cover her little nose, and like pretty quickly, because she's like in adventuring mode. She's like, we gotta get on that road.
Yep.
And then she steps out of the tent.
So Cukunkana hasn't been adventuring, right? Before.
No, never.
So I'm curious, is there a point where she got this mode? Is there a backstory to this mode?
It's like the imagined version. It's like a child on a field trip. They're like, oh my god, we're going to Disneyland today. I gotta wake up at 6 a.m. and like punch my parents until they wake up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except she doesn't wake up first, you know?
Christmas mode, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in Christmas mode. She's just excited.
And the first thing she sees is this blueberry-faced fucking Goliath.
You good there, bud?
Yes!
Great. Awesome. That is really, like, wow, you've got lots of muscle. Wow. Good job.
He's still going at this point.
She gives him a thumbs up.
Is someone gonna break down the tent, or are they gonna?
Yeah, I'll start packing it up.
I'll assist them.
Oh, I was gonna ask you how much longer you're gonna keep doing that for, but yeah, we can all do this.
Are we gonna have breakfast?
I would imagine we gotta fuel up. Gotta carb up.
You guys have rations, and you also have Cukunkana, who can create little berries.
I can do what?
You can do good berry.
I don't have that spell on me.
So you're gonna eat rations.
Yeah, also, I feel like it'd be a waste of a spell slot. What if we get into another fight?
It would be.
Like,
although that brings us to, because you wanted to do spells, right?
yeah, so speaking of, so they sit down, Cukunkana sits down for breakfast, and she's like using Produce Flame to heat up her rations.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, do you guys want me to warm your food with this magic fire that I have produced?
With this flame that I've produced?
We can eat while moving. Yes, certainly. Why not?
Okay, I know we can eat while moving, but I had to do my morning like magic rituals, you know, like the way of the mages, you know. Was wondering, cuz okay, most of the magic stuff I do on a daily basis is like just for funsies. This isn't a just for funsies situation. Wanted some advice on what kind of magic I should prepare for the day. Because, like, usually at home I prepare something like jump. Because, like, it's a good time. But I feel like maybe I don't need jump today. So out of character, help me pick some... I don't know how to pick spells.
What are your options?
Condemned would have no ability to like contribute to this, but CandorCore does.
Candor, please help me. You actually know how to play D&D. Nobody else does.
Don't worry, Meris has got this.
What do you mean nobody else does?
I know how to overanalyze D&D.
I have Ice Knife, Healing Word, Entangle. I don't feel like I need Detect Magic, but I have Detect Magic on.
Well, Detect Magic is a ritual spell, right? So it's a ritual spell, and that is a ritual spell that you might actually...
I could ritually cast Detect Magic instead of using a spell slot.
Yeah, and like it's something that it takes 10 minutes, and there's a real chance that, you could have 10 minutes when you think you might need it, which is not true of all ritual spells. I would say Healing Word is always a good one because it's like the primary TPK remover. Cure Wounds, probably. You've got 5 slots, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like Cure Wounds would be good because I don't have that yet.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is that with Cure Wounds, it's good for healing in between battles, but I'm thinking that because a short rest is still 1 hour, DM, we've all got our hit dice. So for this specific long rest, I'm not sure if it's necessary. Like,
I have Create and Destroy Water, so I can get rid of that one.
probably. I don't think there's a lot of water, unless ice counts as water.
Well, Create Water would be useful in a survival sense, is how I was thinking about it, but I can always just get it
Yeah.
later.
We probably just lick ice.
And we can just melt ice.
That's true. I have Produce Flame.
Fairy Fire is very good.
Fairy Fire, that sounds so cute. Get that one.
Fairy Fire is very good. It's got a little bit of overlap with Entangle, but Fairy Fire, they only get the 1 saving throw as opposed to Entangle.
Yeah, Entangle was shockingly useful.
Mm-hmm.
It is a really useful spell if it gets off.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
Gross.
Fairy Fire is also good because it's like a ghetto sea invisibility. Healing Word is kind of a must, right? Cure Wounds is pretty good. Entangle, I think it's still a must. It's, as you said, shockingly good.
It's very useful.
Do you have like a ranged hit?
I have
one?
Ice
'Cause
Knife.
You have
don't-
Ice Knife. My only concern is how many creatures we meet out here can be resistant to frost damage.
Yeah, I know. It's like I didn't have any other like long range ones.
So, not necessarily long range, but while Cukunkana is conversing with her party members and her teams and her friends, she hears a whispering in her ear of the semi-familiar voice that she has grown up with. It says just the word Thunderwave.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Okay, well we can slam
Thunderwave is
on
pretty good.
Thunderwave. So yeah, you guys are talking, then she like kind of just stares into space for a second, like not even listening. Like you guys just, she's like, and then she just whispers, Thunderwave.
Which, for the record, I have been assuming and running completely wrong every time I've ever used that spell or seen that spell used in a game.
Okay.
I thought that it was a cube like out from your body in like all directions.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a cube forward from you. So like it's just a square from where you decide outwards, and it shoots enemies forwards or away from you. I didn't know that. I was just like, oh, it's like a cube centered on you.
I've never used it. I've never heard of it. I don't play D&D.
I don't know how to play D&D.
Yeah. Yeah. Thunderwave is great in case like multiple enemies get up in your grill, and then you can just push them away and fucking book it.
So Cukunkana finishes preparing her spells. She does some mysterious druidic prayers. And
Eyes roll in the back of her head.
yeah. You're pretty sure that she like passes out at points because like her eyes are open, but her eyeballs are doing that like REM cycle thing where they flip back and forth really fast because she's communing with what's supplying her with her druidic magic.
Meris is just staring.
You see both Meris and Condemned like looking at her and then like looking at each other and then looking back at her and then like, okay.
Frame it like a TV show.
Yeah, when she's done, she claps her hand together and she's like, "Okay, let's get out there, team."
Yeah. Should we do hands in?
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Do you guys want to come
Hey.
up with a team? To try to come up with a team name right now?
Oh, fuck.
Escort quest. No.
You don't have to.
Fuck. Go, 1, 2, 3, go team. Shit.
3 ice cubes in a tray.
1, 2, 3, don't freeze to death.
Go.
Let's
No?
I said go.
Nailed it. Good job.
Yeah,
High fives.
it's as awkward in game as it is out of game. They miss the high fives. Connie probably doesn't know what the hell is going on.
Never seen a high five in his life.
He does do a high five, but he high fives Cukunkana and does bludgeoning damage. No.
You high five, and then she just like
Indicative of how well coordinated the three of you are and how familiar you are with each other. On that awkward note, you set out in the direction the totem that you guys spent the night at sends you, making your way to continuance. So I mentioned that I wanted to get you guys to send me a couple of things during gameplay. There'll be a few things on the way while you're walking that are going to be dangerous that you can come across. If you guys are interested, you can send me 2 different things. One thing that's good, one thing that's bad, theoretically equal or so, in danger or boon. And then we'll put those all into a spot, and I will draw one of them, and you'll be able to maybe find something that you want, maybe get attacked by something you don't want. So if you want, this is obviously something you don't have to do, but you can send this to me over Discord, and I'll just look through what you guys got. I'll put them all in a little zone, and I'll do a draw to see what happens along the way, what you guys can encounter.
I got a cool
I didn't
idea.
think about this not once.
Private message.
I gotta think of a bad
Oh wait, both
thing.
of those are bad. I did 2 bad things.
Oh, you two can just even each other out.
Yeah.
What are bad things, and how do you conjure them in your mind?
What do you think would suck to happen out here in relative similarity to of danger to the thing you thought would be good?
I'm not useful. You shouldn't read mine because mine aren't real.
this shit that you said is all super funny.
I certainly didn't think about it. I don't have thoughts.
Yeah, this is your world. I just live in it.
Yeah.
Dickhead.
Well, guys, we built this together, remember?
No.
Was I there really?
Yes.
I feel bad because mine wasn't funny.
Okay, so everybody submitted their things. They got a couple of them. I'm going to roll a dice here and see which of the things happen. The three of you are walking along the ice, and it's fairly normal. Are you guys chatting at all? Are you talking about anything?
Oh yeah.
Cukunkana never shuts up.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask her, like, if she's had any more dreams, or, like, how she feels so far after her big day. I'm gonna ask Condemned how he
You can just
feels.
do that in character.
Yeah, I thought we were speedrunning it.
No.
You don't speedrun role playing.
We're out here making content.
I don't pay you to not talk.
I don't not pay you to not talk.
You guys are not getting paid for this?
So Meris asks her question.
Yes.
So Cukunkana, how did you sleep last night? You have any more weird dreams?
I had normal dreams, which are weird to everyone else. I dreamt about, I don't know if there's a word for it in common. A forest. Do you know what a forest is?
No.
So condescending.
Is it when you have sleep for 4 days in a row?
That's a great guess. No, there's a lot of moving parts involved.
Oh, it's when you run after Jenny, and you have to run, Forrest. Run?
She's like,
What sorts of stories do they tell in your tribe?
Roll a d4 real quick.
no.
Oh, this is damage.
Me? 4.
Okay, you take 4 damage.
That's
4
gonna
second
kill
damage.
her.
She's fine.
It's for the best.
Yeah.
Just so we're all keeping track, here's damage to the party by source, ranked in ascending order. Damage from enemies, 3. Damage from metagame shockback, 4.
Yeah.
Damage from friendly fire, 8.
That's all of my hit points. If I hit myself with that 8, I'd be dead.
You'll need
Put numbers on the board.
Oh my god. You're just a baby.
She's
really.
just a baby. Her constitution is 11, which isn't great. I'll probably take a feat to increase that at some point if I can. So Cukunkana tries to explain what a forest is to probably very little success.
The two of you do know that There is that frozen ship in Thrive that is made of wood. You don't necessarily have the right word for it, but you know that it's there.
Okay. Okay, so she's like, you know that giant ruin that we found under the ice that's, like, shaped like this, and she, like, motions a ship?
Oh,
you
that
know?
thing, yes.
Yes, that's made out of something called wood.
Wood.
Wood, yes. It's like stone, but it's made out of a living, non-sentient organism.
Organism's a big word.
Yeah. I think me and Contempt are just like,
Like lichen?
Like, okay, imagine your hair. Oh, you don't have hair. Imagine my hair growing out of my head, except it's, like, hard and grows out of, let's pretend, the ice. And it has, like, they're called leaves, but they're, like, thin, green things that soak up the sun. And that gives it life.
All right. Here's exactly what Condemned is imagining, because I was building that as you were explaining it. So he's imagining the ice, because you said ground, and that's all he knows is ice. The ground is ice. So he's imagining ice, and then just long stalks of, like, black hair growing vertically out of the ground, and then sticking outside of them, he's imagining something like green crystals or something, very wafer thin, that's, like, absorbing the light, which he can only imagine as, like, little bits of darkness around these things. With that mental image in mind, he says, that sounds awful.
It's quite nice. I dreamed about other things, but that was the main thing. It was the forests.
Condemned is giving you a very skeptical look right now.
Look, one day I'll show you. I promise. It'll be great. You'll love it.
I had a dream that I was in school and I called my teacher Mom.
Oof.
But your dream sounds cool too.
Thanks. Your dream sounds rough.
The dream that you actually had was the one about your grandpa.
Yeah.
But that's a lie.
Okay, so you're just deceiving?
Yeah.
Does anybody want to check her on that?
No, I had no reason to question her.
You got it.
Yeah. Why would he think that's a lie?
I'm just throwing it out there.
Sometimes I lie about my dreams because they're too weird. Like IRL, I'd be like, I'm going to leave out this specific detail because someone's going to read too far into this.
So as the three of you are walking and talking about this forest thing and this wood and these leaves,
Would we know what wood is?
No, well, you know that it exists, but you wouldn't have quite a word for it until she just told you that the ship that you, or the ruin that you found, that is called
Right,
wood.
because I guess we don't really have any, like, wood shit, like, in, like, the apothecary either, right? It would just be, like, made of ice.
Bones and leather and stuff.
Although, like, I guess wood would be like almost like a precious metal.
Yes.
Kind of, it's something that you will occasionally dig up from the ice.
Yeah.
Like very, very rarely.
Mm-hmm. That's why Thrive is such a happening spot, because it's got the whale bones and the ship ruin. So, while the three of you are conversing and walking and talking along the way, Cukunkana, I'm sure, is keeping track of the direction that they're going, because they've now reached a point at which they don't have the former checkpoint in mind.
Yeah, she's got her little cartography kit out.
The three of you, I need to do a dex save from everybody.
Great.
As you hear a
Fucking
crackling noise beneath you.
Oh no, I know what this is.
Ooh, nat 20.
Nice.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I got 18.
14.
All three of you added in a thing about falling into a pit.
Wow, we are of simple minds.
I mean, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, it's an ice desert. Like, what else?
There was a 50% chance that you were going to fall in a pit and a 50% chance you were going to get something good.
All of us were like, oh, we know what's going on because we all picked the same thing.
As soon as the three of you hear this crinkling, crackling noise, you're able to get across as fast as you can. Or if you are more like Cukunkana, you're able to back up in a way that makes it so that you are not necessarily falling directly into this pit, but you are just barely escaping it on the back way, and you're going to be able to walk around. Meris, you get to the very edge of it before almost falling in. The ice cracks beneath you, and you sort of land half in the pit, half off the pit, with just your arms out, and you're slowly starting to, like, slide into the pit.
As part of my nat 20, can I say that I am around Meris?
Yes, you two are in the front. Cukunkana is in the back.
Okay, in that case, I'm just going to, like, grab the back of Meris's armor, right? The collar, and I'm just going to, like, lift her up and over.
Athletics check.
Yeah, as soon as I start falling, I'm just kicking my legs.
Just for the record, I have a carrying capacity of 500 pounds.
Yep. You're still like wearing all your armor, and you have all your shit on you and stuff. So it's still pretty heavy, and she's got all her armor and stuff.
That is true. So that brings me a total of 1 second. I've got 147.92 pounds because I bothered to weigh everything out. How much does Meris weigh?
I have no idea. I didn't put a weight because I'm a lady.
You're a super muscly lady and a dragonborn who's super tall, so somewhere like 220, maybe 240.
I'm gonna say 260. I would think she's pretty fucking jacked.
Either way, it's also like a weird like angle that you're trying to like lift someone out of a pit that they're falling into.
And I am like scrambling, like I'm panic immediately.
Cukunkana is also panicking immediately.
And we're playing a game, so roll some dice. Athletics check.
Fine. Okay, well, I got a 25 anyway. This white dice likes me.
So I fall and die.
It's not enough. She falls. She's dead. You've killed her. There's spikes at the bottom. And snakes. Ice snakes.
Not ice snakes.
This is the hardest anyone has been on a group of level 1s in history.
That's not true. Meris is struggling to stay afloat because they barely beat their deck save. They're sort of sliding in. Connie comes in with the fucking huge muscles that he was working on just a few hours ago, lifts her up by the back of her armor and drags her up, practically throws her out of the pit onto the now solid-looking ice as you're able to catch your breath, avoiding everyone falling into the pit.
I like to imagine that Connie picks her up like a mama cat picking up a kitten, almost, where he just like reaches over and he just picks her up, like GM discretion, of course, if like because with a 25, if he can just do this very easily. But I just imagine him like just taking his thing, like picking her up and then just like plopping her on the ground
and
beside.
Meris immediately goes limp.
If it were a nat 20, I would absolutely let that be the case.
Okay.
If it were Cukunkana, you would let it be because she weighs absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So Cukunkana, she takes a very wide berth around the chasm as she she's like I super don't want to follow this, so she walks all the way around it and then joins you on the other side because she extra super does not want to fall in, and she has to walk around because she was on the other side.
Are you like looking into the pit, like checking, like what is it, or are you just making like I am around it?
She's a little scared. She doesn't want to get too close, but like she's also curious.
Condemned definitely wants to take a look down the pit.
All right. So, Meris, are you gonna like chill on the ice for a minute, having nearly escaped falling into a unknown frozen ice pit?
I'm just laying on my back and like breathing heavy. I'm just like, I don't like holes.
Cukunkana, she wants to look in the ice pit, but she deliberately goes right next to Connie while she's looking into it, and looks like she's ready to grab his arm at any moment.
All right. So, for the two of you looking into the pit, I need perception checks.
Hey, 18.
15.
So with a 15 and an 18, it's pretty easy to see. As you look into the pit, you can tell that there are intentionally formed ice spikes at the bottom of this pit. This is intended for travelers who are going between certain places. It looks like it could be anywhere from relatively new to fairly old. It's difficult to tell because of the constant ice blowing over and the snow and the wind. It causes a lot of fast erosion on things. And your community hasn't sent someone out in a while.
Sukun kind of mind links with Connie and is like, hey, is this normal?
Is it normal? Like, is it something that Connie has encountered before?
You would know that this is not necessarily the normal way of doing things, but this is a normal occurrence, traps for travelers.
He responds out loud and he says, it is not uncommon for traps to be set in order to catch unweary travelers. Scavengers picking over the bones of the dead. And as he says this, he is definitely checking to see if there's any dead for him to pick over the bones of at the bottom of this pit.
Good call.
With your 18, you can see that there's nobody in there yet, and if there was anybody, it's been a long time. Specifically looking for bodies, you can see that there's scraps of leather and a bone.
I assume it's not like so saturated with spikes that if someone was to like very carefully kind of like go down, they could get to the bottom of the pit without impaling themselves.
Yes, there's room enough that like if you fall in, you're most likely going to get skewered.
Right.
If you lower yourself down, there's enough room that you could probably be all right.
Okay. So Condemned is going to turn to Meris, and he's going to say, "It appears as if there may be a trap here. Normally I would say that we should mark it, but I do not know if we have anything to do so with. I did not bring any signposts. But perhaps with your hammer there, we could nullify some of the danger."
Sukun kind of overhears, and she's like, and she just throws a produce flame in it. I'm assuming it does very little. It's just like is on fire for a second and then like isn't.
Roll damage?
These are ice spikes. She could melt
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, that's what she was thinking. She's like, just throw fire.
Yeah, I mean, roll damage, because, I mean, you just throw fire into a pit full of ice.
Why did I use D&D Beyond again? I keep doing this.
I mean, you're not rolling to attack, so you're good.
Okay, I did get an 8, but
All
I
right.
still don't trust it.
So you're able to basically, like, melt the top of one of these spikes into just, like, a nub instead of a spike. Pretty easily. That you can see the flame land on top of it. It sort of looks like the ball sort of is, like, skewered by it, but it's fire, so it just sort of, like, slowly melts the top of the bit into just a useless, painful to land on, but not lethal nub. If you want to keep doing that, you can. We can just sort of roll that.
How deep is the pit?
It's about 15 feet or so.
I'm gonna let you guys know right now I'm not going down there. But if you guys want to go down there and mess that up, you can. If not, that's also fine. I don't care.
If I give you rope, are you able to sustain my weight so that I can rappel down?
We sure can try.
Cukunkana is like, you could probably sustain my weight because you're real strong. I could go down there and just melt everything.
Well, yeah, but you can do that from up here.
That's true. She throws another produce flame.
It just does a similar thing. Same, melts a spike into a nub.
I didn't bring any climbing pythons, did I?
I think Cukunkana is just going to throw fire at the problem until it's not a problem anymore.
It's like, left, right.
The
Yeah.
classic.
Right.
The classic.
Yeah, so you spend a little time just sort of melting these down. Give me just like a wisdom... No, give me a dexterity check just to see how long it takes. You can't... Not that you can fail at this, just how long it takes, whether or not it takes forever or if it takes pretty quick amount of time.
I got 11.
Okay, so it takes an average amount of time. We'll say it takes about 25 minutes to get everything to look like it'll be non-fatal to fall in. But you've already... The level of... The layer of ice that was there has already been broken, so even so, if someone were to fall in here, it wouldn't be as lethal as it was, and since it's not hidden anymore, there's much less likely chance that someone will fall in anyways.
It'd probably be good for, like, shelter, like, in an emergency, you know?
You feel like a phantom pat on your back.
We have cleared a danger and made the road a safer place.
I helped by finding
Do we
it.
get a level up now?
Yeah, level up now?
No, Cukunkana feels a phantom pat on their back. I should specify. So yeah, you guys have stopped this trap from being a trap.
Hell yeah. Good job, team.
Cukunkana is starting to feel less like a druid and more like a warlock as time goes on.
If only there was like a nature domain warlock, that'd be sick as fuck.
Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, continue on. We march into the wasteland.
So I assume that Cukunkana's like, job well done, and then just sort of like starts
Yeah.
like, leading the pack.
Well, she also does know where they're going. I'm sure that Connie also knows where he's going. But, like, Cukunkana is actually a competent cartographer, if not competent at many other things.
Condemned is, I assume, like just kind of like occasionally double checking her work with his survival because he doesn't 100% trust her, but it seems like she's always got it.
There's exactly one thing she's been good at, and it's this.
Yes. It's knowing where they're going.
And I'm here to cause problems.
So you keep going along your way. You're wandering along the wasteland. You reach another checkpoint. It points you in another slightly different direction. Cukunkana, you notice that there's a little bit of writing on it in Druidic, and you can recognize that it's effectively warning to not go in the, we'll call it east direction, because there is large roaming monsters that way. That's why the check marks go in not a straight line straight to where you're going, and they take a bit of turns here and there.
I also want to note that she writes down the location of the pit trap, like as like an additional like sort of landmark.
It's just like a circle with a sad face in the middle of it.
Something. Okay, yeah, so she conveys like, hey, it says don't go east because there's like big bads that way.
Well, what's the other way?
I forgot. There's no warning about it. Which way does it want us to go? Like, which way are we supposed to go from here?
It's pointing you in a northwest sort of direction.
Okay, so I think just in case we should keep an eye eastward.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? So that, because they might converge with our path. So we should just keep our little peepers out.
Smart. Yeah, absolutely.
Condemned would like to make a perception check.
Yes, everyone can.
Oh, that's reasonable. A perception check eastward.
Like the sign was turned recently.
I got 21. Oh, that's a good point.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you want to check that, investigation check, but we're doing the perception check.
Perfect.
I got 21.
Okay, I got 14.
I rolled a 2 plus 3, so Condemned is just like, there is also a circle with frowny face in the middle of it here. What does that mean?
Connie, you look around and everything goes fine. The best thing to find out here is nothing. So you see nothing. Everything's good. You look left, right, behind you. Just your footsteps, just the wind, just the ice. Cukunkana, you got like 1 billion, right?
and a half.
I got 21.
Cukunkana, you got a really good roll, and far off in the distance, you're able to see like a small, like humanoid speck, and it's eastward. It looks to be like if you take a good look and you really focus in on it, it looks like someone is they're looking around for something. They don't move like the skeletons that you saw. They look maybe like someone who's lost.
Sukun kind of conveys this to the party. So it looks like there's someone that way. She like squints and like looks really hard. She's like, I think there might be lost.
Meris, you are also able to see, now that she points it out, this person very far in the distance.
Perfect. I take out these small glasses that are made out of ice, and I kind of hold them up to my eyes. Just like,
That's adorable.
Thank you.
Does this look like regular person or like maybe troll?
Do they seem like medium sized?
Yeah, they seem medium sized. Somewhere in between.
They seem medium sized.
Somewhere in between the height of you and Meris.
Yeah, they look like they're kind of my height or between.
They have a bow on their body that you can see with your really good perception check.
How far away are they?
Yeah.
I would say probably about 250 feet or so.
I don't know. I asked. How many Subway sandwiches is that? Wait, 200. Oh, that's 250.
250 Subway sandwiches.
It's actually about 290 because they lie about their.
I know.
couch.
I always.
Now at the Subway that I have, they because it's a franchise. They literally have like a ruler right next to the place where they cut the bread.
Nice. Maybe we could signal them. Yes. Use your fire.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because I don't want to go over there.
No.
I'm gonna do that. So Sukun kind of uses produce flame, and she throws some of them in the air and like waves one around in her hand to try to get their attention.
Oh, how about we let's shove you up onto Condemned's shoulders?
Oh yeah, we could go on Condemned's shoulders. Yeah.
Yeah, go up on his shoulders and then.
Does anybody have arrows?
Condemned is just going to like pick her up like on the waist, and he's just gonna like lift her up and wave her.
It's shockingly easy.
That's
like Condemned is concerned about how easy it was. Like it weighs less than your pack probably.
He's like looking and he's checking, he's seeing that she is wearing her pack, and he's like, oh no.
So you sort of make like this human totem pole with a like waving fire at the top of it. Can you give me a performance check?
Hell yeah.
Can I get a performance at advantage, Cukunkana? Because this is crazy.
Okay, I got an 18 and a 15, and my performance is +2, so I got a 20.
Nice.
You can see the person like sort of look over at you, and they sort of start waving their hand, and they start walking in your direction, almost jogging.
They're coming. You can put me down, I think.
Perfect. You should stand behind us a little bit, though, just in case they're bad.
Yes.
But they're probably good.
She stands, like, behind the thing.
A new adventuring party partner. Yay! I'm so excited.
Well,
So they're jogging up to you, and they look like they are exhausted. They look like they've been out for a while, and it's like Connie walked alone. He traveled alone for quite a while. Other people don't do that. So as they're running up, they put their hands up, and they take their bow and arrow, and they like take the gut rope off of it, and they just sort of like, I can't shoot with this right now, sort of like pose, and they're walking towards you, and they have their hands in the air. As soon as they get within range, so they can talk through the wind that is blowing, they say, Are you guys lost too?
I'm going to make an insight check.
No!
Yeah, make an insight check.
Hello.
All right, my
No.
die agrees with you because I got a 6.
I should do an insect check, too. An insect check. I'm going to check for insects.
Yeah, insight check. Are there bugs here? Any
Suku-
lobster?
Bugs?
As a druid, I imagine Cukunkana is just constantly making insect checks, and she is always disappointed.
She's she's hyper aware of the fact that there's no animals, like, constantly. I got a 10.
Meris, did you do one as well?
I might as well, right? You might as well play the game.
Might as well. Because, like, I feel like you should always be sus of, like, strangers in the wasteland.
Ooh, 16. How's that taste?
Nice.
Ooh.
Okay, so the two of you who did not get above a 12, you can't get a bead on this person. They could be lost. Everything seems fine, but you can't get a bead on them. Meris, you're able to tell that this person is genuinely tired, and they look like they are very lost. Also, on your investigation check that you did earlier that you got a 6 on, you cannot tell if the flagpole was moved or not. The person walks up and they're like, I was looking for someone out here. They went missing recently. My name is Fang. I gave up. And you can tell that this is a woman with, she has some lichen features. She's slightly wolfish. She's got a bit of a snout, but it doesn't quite go all the way. Her ears are a little bit larger than normal. And she has like a bit of fangs coming down from her teeth. And she's tall. She's wearing, like the jackets that they wear in Game of Thrones at the wall. They're very like a coat. She's got sort of that look going on. And she's about 5'8" or so. And she's declared that her name is Fang.
When you said lichen, I was like, you mean like the moss? Like, is there lichen growing on her beard? Because that'd be pretty sick. Pretty cool.
Lycan. She looks like she might be part beast of sorts.
Do we recognize the race at all? No.
No, it's a pretty uncommon where you guys have been. For two of you, you've been in one place, and there are none people who look like this. Connie, this is like way out of your wheelhouse too.
Right.
Cukunkana's gonna be like, so, you came out here, like, alone to look for this person? Because that doesn't sound like a very good idea.
Would not recommend.
Also, she's using telepathy to do this, by the way.
Stop.
I won't.
Whoever that is, whichever one of you that is, who is that?
We both point.
Don't worry, she is harmless. She is witch from our village.
Yes, and witch.
Okay, all right. It's not that I came out alone. It's that I am now alone. I was out with someone. We went down for the night. I woke up and they were gone. I don't know where they went. I don't know what they're doing. I can't keep looking. You know, the wastes are unforgiving. You know how it is.
Yes.
What brought you guys out here in the first place, if you don't mind me asking?
We were just hunting for materials, but I come back more empty-handed than when I left. Do you mind if I restring my bow? It doesn't feel right to...
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right. And she takes it and she stretches it up, gets it on there, and then she puts it back over her body.
What settlement are you from?
It's pretty far away. Let me look up a name real quick.
Let me improvise a name real fast.
Yeah, shit.
It's some kind of verb. We just got to think of
Yeah.
a Disney movie title.
I'm from Duration.
Condemned still wants to help, but definitely his desire to help sank a bunch once he heard that they weren't from the city they're trying to, be on good terms with.
Cukunkana says, well, I'm Cukunkana.
I'm Fang.
Pleasure. Yes, I know. You told me that.
I'm terrible with names, so I need to make sure that you guys remember their name, because when I forget, that's on you guys now.
I wrote it down, Fang.
Nice.
Moss.
So she says, we are going to continuance.
Is that nearby?
It's she consults her maps. It's about another 3.5 days. That's where we're going. I don't think we can afford to make trips outside of our prescribed journey.
That's okay. If I can just get to where you guys are going, then I can figure my own way out from there. I can find a caravan, or I can find someone who's willing to go outside of the community with me. There's always people who need to go out to do something. I'm sure someone's going in the direction I need to go.
How long ago did your friend disappear?
It was last night.
They just left in the middle of the night from your tent?
Well, it doesn't make sense, I know, but I can't keep looking. I'm alone. I'm lucky that I found you. Do you know how ridiculous it is? It's nearly impossible to find another person wandering the wastes like this.
I am aware.
It's like finding a twig in a forest.
What the hell are you talking about?
What's a twig?
Don't ask about the forest.
What the hell's a forest?
I just said don't ask.
Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry. Just trust me. It is better not to know.
I'm not much good in a fight up close, but I can, from far away, I'm pretty effective. So if you guys need someone to cover you while you're doing a little bit, if we come across anything, that'll be where I sit, somewhere in the back.
You and me both, sister.
Tell you what, if you are able to keep an eye on the back of this one, because she is also someone who is a rear guard, if you shall we say, then certainly we would be happy to have you along.
All right, okay. Is that the deal then? I take care of her, and you guys we could travel together?
Yes.
All right.
I think, yes.
It sounds good to me.
But you're on thin ice.
Too soon.
Tell me all your names, real quick. I should have stayed out there.
I was trying to think of a fake name, then I'm like, I'm very uncreative.
Condemned puts a hand to his chest. He says, I am Naukon IseFerd, but you may call me Condemned.
All right, condemned.
And I'm Meris.
All right, Meris, all right.
Cukunkana.
Cukunkana.
We have been acquainted.
If you guys see some weird stuff while we're in the middle of combat, don't worry about it. I'm from a rare breed of people. We can sort of shift into animal forms. I'm not sure if do you guys have animals from where you're out, where you guys are?
You can be an animal?
Not quite, not all the way.
Do you have control over this?
Yes, we are a bit of a rare breed.
He's going to make an insight check on that, definitely.
Can I see?
I can't do it every day.
Oh.
You got an 11.
Well, I can do it once a day. You got an 11?
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Okay.
When we get there, it's really not something that can last for a very long time.
You have more animals where you're from?
It's not that we have,
Yes, and while she's asking that, Condemned is kind of like pushing her ever so gently to continue along the route. So we're walking
Yeah,
and
she
talking.
does. She does unconsciously.
it's surprising that someone else knows about the animals. Like, it's a tradition passed down in our people. It's not really something we talk about.
Ooh, I need to know more. Okay, next time we go out after we finish this, we gotta go to this village and we gotta talk to all these people about animals.
All right. Well, it's not close, but it'll I can take you there if you want.
Oh, yes. Okay, that'll be how you repay us.
Potentially, depending on, aren't we supposed to return to Thrive after we go to continuance?
Gotta bring the bones back to Mom.
Right, yes. Okay, we have to...
Oh, well, maybe I'll leave some information in continuance.
Yes.
That would be appreciated.
Yes. He.
Oh, that means yes.
Yeah,
that
means yes.
What?
He
Yeah.
means yes.
Yeah. For all those at home who don't speak Tanaka.
Yeah, for all those at home, he is yes. Waha is no.
And Yahoo is Mario.
Everybody playing along with language bingo.
Hoo-yah, it means okay, let's go.
All right.
She starts walking with an increased vigor.
Okay. You get an inspiration point for that because you're very interested in a thing that your character is very interested in.
Yay!
Cute.
Cukunkana would. I don't know if she could kill someone, but she would say that she would kill someone to see an animal.
So, world question then. Are animals also a rare thing? I was under, because I thought there was like lizards or something.
Most animals are pretty rare, but you are able to, because of where you live, you do have an abundance of one specific kind of animal.
Okay.
The giant lizards that we used to tow our shit.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So that's a community of Thrive thing. That's why that's a big portion of why the community is called Thrive. You have access to a few very rare resources, whereas a lot of places are not considered doing necessarily incredible or well. That's why they are named after things that are more like duration or continuance, which is more like just base survival.
Okay. So there's not like ice wolves running around here.
Maybe.
Okay.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, wouldn't you like to know?
Would you like to know? I do want to know. I want to find out.
Cukunkana begins to lead the way, probably excitedly speaking with Fang of various different things that they could potentially find common ground over.
She definitely talks about the wolves, the kakin she sees in her dreams. In Tanaka, wolf is kakin, and is trying to see if they're like the same as the ones that like she is aware of.
Fang looks at you and it's like, that's a close description to what happens to me. It's not necessarily all the way. It's sort of I maintain a lot of my humanoid features, but I also grow some similar ones. It's like imagine if one of those sort of stood up on two legs and had hands like a person would.
That's super cool, and you're super cool.
All right. As the four of you are walking along, Meris and Connie, can I get perception checks from you guys? Just real quick. No reason.
Nat 20, baby. I see it all.
Nice.
Nothing gets past these amber eyes. Also, my eyes are amber. I
Nice.
just decided because it's pretty.
Yeah. I feel pretty.
Do they have like gold flecks in them?
Yeah, of course they do, because that's a great idea.
Obviously. How could I even ask?
As per the typical D&D party, none of us have normal eyes.
Obviously
Yeah.
not.
None of us have just like normal
Yeah.
person eyes. We gotta be special.
Whose next character is Bill Humanman? So, Connie, what did you get?
I got a 21.
Fuck off.
Which is higher than Meris's nat 20. That's funny. So the two of you are able to see fairly far off in the distance two hunched over figures following a much larger, sort of protruding with crystals being who is quite large as they are slowly all walking in a trio together.
This is up ahead.
And have they spotted us?
Like, are they going towards us?
They are not going towards you as of yet.
But they're up ahead.
Okay. Are
You can see them off to the left of the path that you are on. That you are following Cukunkana on.
Is that to the east by chance?
That is to the west.
Oh.
Sign friggin'
Let's
lied.
sign light to us.
Should we hide?
I don't know about height, maybe. But...
You can hide behind your boy.
Yeah.
Fang. Hey, Fang.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you ever seen that before?
She just looks over and she takes a minute. Oh, yeah. We could probably take them, but it would be a bit of a pain. We should probably try to stay out of their range.
I agree with the Fang one, yes.
All right, everybody, I'm going to try to get real low to the ground and try to sneak around them. I know it'll be hard for you guys, but that's what I'm going to try to do. So, is that everybody into a sneak plan?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I only got one spell slot.
I have the rattliest tits in this fucking...
So that'll be stealth at disadvantage
Adventure.
for the
I got
two of
just-
you, and then Cukunkana stealth. All right, what did everybody give for their stealth rolls?
I got 12.
9.
Not only did I roll a 7, but I also rolled a 2.
Hey.
Clang, clang.
So as the four of you sort of try to get into a bit of a squatting position to try to sneak by, Fang in front sort of falls because they're a bit tired. They're feeling very exhausted from their...
What did Fang get?
Fang got a fucking 6,
Aw,
dog.
dumb.
Ha!
Sucks to suck.
Stupid. What a fool.
Fang sort of falls under their knees and is like sort of in the way of the rest of you as you all sort of scrooge into each other. And from that point you can see in the distance that there's a little commotion and the beings are now hot on your tails. They are galloping upon all fours directly at you.
Ew, they
Ew.
gallop?
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. That is yucky. Henna.
I'm gonna do the mom in like a minivan thing where I like put my arm like across Cukunkana's like body and just kind of like push her back, like
Yeah.
make sure she's behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. You two, back. V intercept.
Roger. Got it.
They're at 100 feet away from you right now, and everybody roll initiative.
So, okay. These things look like they're probably physically strong, hey?
Yeah, they look pretty fucking crazy. If everybody could roll their initiative in the thing, so I can just put it in real quick.
But
Oh.
I got an 18.
Okay. Just for next time. What'd you get, Naukon, condemned IseFerd?
I'd be okay with rolling on D&D Beyond. I got a natty 1. But I'll keep that, yeah.
All right, well, you get to go last.
Can't stop me if I stop
Yeah.
myself first.
Yeah. I'll show you who's dead soon.
Fuck off.
Well, I mean, last time I went last, and I got to finish someone off immediately, so that was...
That's true.
Oh, no, I got the first hit in, because Meris... the DPS was the tank, that one.
So with terrifying speed, the largest of the beasts gallops towards you. Yes.
All right. Sorry. First off, Sukun kind of wants to be like, okay, should I cast Entangle or not? Because they look stronger than the zombies. Yes, no.
No.
Okay, got it. Let's go.
So the strongest of them, the largest of the beasts, with terrifying speed, gallops towards you at full speed and is able to make it up to you with incredible, vast size that you were definitely not expecting from something that was so far away.
So what does this thing look like?
Up close, what you can see is that there are many blue and white crystals protruding from its back and its stomach and part of its face. It has long claws similar to Meris's, but more primal and feral. There seems to be patches of body that are missing in the rib cage, so you can see some exposed ribs, and it looks like it's covered with like hair or something, some kind of fur. And for the audience at home, it's basically like a really fucked up ice wolf that's really big, and it's about it's larger than Condemned.
Oh, fuck.
All right, so is it like on all fours? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so I fucking called it. All right, good to know.
Yeah, I know. I had to like sit there and like, son of a bitch.
Is there gonna be ice wolves?
Okay,
No.
so has Condemned ever seen anything like this before on his travels, or is this new to him?
This looks new to everybody.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna look at Fang really quick. I'm gonna be like, "Do you know him?" Because I'm racist.
That's kind of racist.
Fang, like, are you serious?
That's a bit problematic.
Draws her bow and just points it at one of the other ones that's farther away. And since it used its action to get all the way up to the zone at which you guys are at, it can't do anything else. Another one comes up and it's just galloping right behind it. It's very close. It's not quite as fast because it's not quite as large, but it's still quite close to everybody else. Meris, you have a big-ass crystalline beast that is about to fucking go ham bananas on you.
Fuck yeah. Okay. How far away is it from me? It's like right up on my shit.
It is right up on you.
Perfect. I can smell it. Obviously, maul in fucking hand. I want to try to swing it to where that kind of like open part in the ribs is. If there's like kind of like a hole, and I want to like I would just want to fucking smack my maul into that open hole, and then try to like pull it and try to see if I can crack a couple more ribs just to kind of like fuck up its like chest.
Hell yeah, roll attack.
Oh right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, damn it, we're playing a game. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, can I just do it?
Can I just do it, please? Yes, and thank you.
I thought if I was cool enough about it.
18 to hit.
That hits, roll damage.
Fuck yeah, okay. Bludgeoning. That's that. That's gonna be 11 points of damage.
Nice.
Yeah.
So as you take your what the fuck is the thing
Maul.
that you just described? The maul. You take your maul out, and as you described, you swing it with such like aggressive vigor that practically the momentum that it gathered running up to you is involved in the trajectory of your swing. You fucking smash it into these ribs, and this thing takes it real hard, but the face doesn't get contorted in any way, and it barely looks like it even notices that it got hit.
That's when I do that, like, that kind of, like, Looney Tunes, like, meep.
Yeah. Question about the positioning before Meris ends her turn.
Yes.
So right now I think it's me and Meris, and I know that Cukunkana was pushed back a little bit. So is she like just kind of in the just behind us, in the row behind us?
About 15 feet, 10 feet. Fang pulled her back as well.
Okay, all right. So they're both like standing more or less beside each other about 15 feet back?
Yeah.
Okay, and then like Meris is what, like to the left of us?
I imagine that Meris is to the right of you in regards to facing the enemies.
Good to know. Just so I have a tactical position. And then the other two, the two smaller ice wolves, I assume they are?
Yeah. At this point, one has come much closer, but it's, D&D is fucking weird. I can't describe everything, and it all happens instantly, but I don't know what's happened yet.
Yeah. I'd say, put the big one between you and its little friend. I can deal with that.
Okay.
All right, that's your turn? I don't think you have any good bonus actions yet?
Me, no, I don't get to do shit.
All right. Cukunkana.
'Tis I.
What do, ham dog?
Shocking to everyone, I'm going to use Produce Flame.
Connie starts sweating.
rubs his shoulder.
So hot.
Yeah.
She mutters Akin Kuku, which means fire in Tanaka. As she puts out her hand, Akin Kuku, and she throws the fireball at the closest guy, which I think is the one that's attacking Meris.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's roll a dice, I guess. Because I can't just do it, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, when did they change the rules?
Guess who got a natural 20?
Yes!
Book 'em
The
up!
natties continue.
My next one's gonna be a 1.
Yeah. All right, roll damage.
Yeah, you're only allowed to roll 1s and 20s.
I'm only allowed to roll 1s and 20s.
Yeah.
Oh, and for the record, I was keeping track when I was re-listening last time, and you rolled a grand total of 7 times in that last session, and 4 of them were either nat 1s or nat 20s.
Incredible.
That is fantastic.
So I rolled a 6, so that's doubled. So I get 12 damage.
Yes.
Oh no, sorry, 5.
Oh, I rolled
5 of them were nat 1s or nat 20s.
5
You
of
rolled 4 nat 1s. You rolled a nat 1 on the persuasion check on your mother, then 2 nat 1s in combat, and 1 nat 1 on your wisdom saving throw against the skull.
and then a nat 20.
And then a nat
Yeah.
20.
That was a charisma saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did 6 damage?
Yeah. Well, yeah, 6 times 2, right?
So 12
So
damage.
it'd be
Okay.
12. Yeah.
So you take this ball of fire that seems to be extra concentrated. You feel it within you, the need to put these beasts out of their misery. You're not totally sure why, but they seem familiar, and you need to end the suffering that they seem to be in. And you fucking huck this thing like a goddamn fastball, just whoosh!
Yeah, Meris can feel the fire.
Baseball. Fucking her foot comes up, but she's in like a giant triangle dress, so it's really just like part of it like turns up and then like slightly lifts, and then she hucks it again, or she hucks it with the speed and accuracy of professional baseball legend, insert name here.
Sports.
It smashes into the face of the beast, and it seems to sear all the skin around it and the fur that's left. And while you recognize this was an incredibly momentous and powerful hit, it does more face reconstruction upon this thing than you could have possibly expected, as you deal 24 damage.
Sounds like somebody's weak to fire.
Oh, if only we had a fire belly breathing lizard, bitch.
Yeah.
It's me. It's you. I'm the lizard.
So Cukunkana is also going to move 30 feet backwards.
All right.
And then she's going to run back on the next turn.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, that's so smart. You just run up and throw a fireball and then run back. Like,
Yeah, that's her plan.
I literally assumed that like you weren't going to do that because nobody really does this kind of thing too tactically, and then there was going to be a scene where Condemned is like, no, we're doing drills.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's like you run forward and you fire and then you run back.
Yeah.
So Condemned is like actually really proud in that moment.
Nobody else here plays fighting games, but this is classic footsies right now.
This is also like if anybody has ever seen me play a video game, I am a coward. My whole thing is running away and then jumping in to stab them and then running away and hiding behind objects until I win. It takes hours.
You might like Assassin's Creed.
It took me half an hour to beat a Hino in Breath of the Wild because I was standing on top of a rock shooting it with arrows because I didn't want to confront it directly.
Also, shouldn't you run 15 feet back so the next turn you can run 15 feet forward, fire, and then run 15 feet back?
Yes.
Now, is Grim going to do that, or is Cukunkana not smart enough to think of that yet?
Okay, true. That is true.
That's true. She's going to run the whole way back.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else for your turn? Do you have any bonus actions yet? I don't think so.
No,
not any good ones.
She has.
Yeah, if only we could level up.
Does anybody need me to use Healing Word right now?
No.
Yeah. In that case, it's Fang's turn, and she like looks like, what the fuck? Takes out her bow, fires it off at the big beast. Let's see what she gets. Whoa! It goes wide. She's not expecting. She's shocked by all the stuff that's been going on. This woman, this random little girl, just fastballed a fucking fireball into an unusual, unfamiliar beast's face and half melts the skull out of its head. That's too much for her, and her arrow just goes wide, lost into the distance. Next up, it's the last wolf's turn. He makes his way as fast as he can into the fray as well. He seems to not care at all that the large beast is taking a considerable amount of damage. But they are now 20 feet away, just like the first one. Condemned, finally.
All right. So Condemned would like to kind of skirt around the big one just a little bit so that he is kind of behind the big one, and so that he is closer to the two flanking creatures than Meris is. So he's the big one, he's the armored one, he is like intrinsically aware that he's just, built different from most.
I'm the one to be hit.
Yeah. He's also very much aware after seeing Meris fucking T-ball that zombie skull halfway across the desert that she is the damage dealer. So I assume Goliath, like the Goliath tribe, would have instilled in him some level of like survival tactics, etc., 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 which is explaining my not quite metagamey, but very tactical bullshit. And I'm going to make an attack roll.
On the big one?
On the big one.
All right.
Focus fire. That was definitely taught.
I've been sort of like humming and hawing back and forth about this on whether or not we'll do like flanking or not, and I think we're gonna go with yes.
Okay.
If you guys are into that.
I don't know what anything means. I don't give a fuck.
Flanking is like in a 15-foot line you go friend, enemy, friend. The two friends would have advantage on attacking the thing in the middle.
Because we're sandwiched, where it's our Oreo cream.
Yeah.
Yes.
We get advantage if we Oreo cream a thing. Got you.
I am usually against introducing mechanics like, because they did take out flanking from 3.5 when they made the transition into 5th edition.
Yeah, it's an optional rule.
And because advantage is more powerful than the whatever it is +2. So I'm lightly on the side against. Of course, I am also going to admit that, aware of the fact those two are going to start flanking me in a second, I am slightly biased in that area. But,
yeah, it's a double-edged sword.
It is a double-edged sword, and one that I would prefer not to. But if the others are into it, then I'll go with a group.
I feel like as a caster, it's never gonna come up for me. I'm never gonna be at the advantage of using flanking. So I don't have flanking in my game because it's just one more thing I gotta remember, and I don't remember anything.
Well, Brian, how do you feel if we say no? You can tell us no. This is your rule.
It's fine either way. Like, I just wanted to add, because you guys are very much in the, specifically Connie, it's very much in the benefit of the playstyle of manipulating the battlefield.
Yes, that is true, but...
And I know you like that shit, so it's a little mini game for you. I am not ever aware of anything at all. I just go in and punch.
That's fair. No, that is definitely something, but also because a lot of Connie's stuff is kind of based around creating advantage in some other ways, like by using shoves or by using restraint or by using like this, that, or the other thing. So I've already got that on gameplay. And also because my main idea is basically finding different ways to make sure that all of the people are specifically surrounding my character. And I'm like, oh, okay, so now my character is just based around everybody getting advantage on him.
Yeah, everybody getting advantage. Yeah, that changes the whole like idea behind your character.
Yeah. To a certain degree, like I could go against it, like, or not go against it, but I could like try and compensate for that, and that would also be part of the little mini game. But it would be something where it's like, yeah, it's definitely something where I'm weighing in terms of whether or not I want to do it or not.
How about we just do it when it's good for us, but not for the bad boys?
Yeah, only when it's good for us. I think that's a no. I think we're too divided on it.
Okay, all right. In that case, you get a regular attack.
All right, so after Meris blasted that thing in the fucking ribs and like halted its charge with 11 damage, and after Cukunkana did a crit double damage bullshit for like 24 damage, Condemned just like gets behind, like pulls back, gets, I assume, an 18 hits.
Yes.
And just like haymakers behind for 6 points of damage.
Nice.
Screaming all the while, I'm a tank!
How would you like to do this one?
Oh, really? Okay, nice.
Your little haymaker.
It's not the last one, but it's definitely the big one.
That's
You can
fair.
custom-
Okay.
You got him right in the soft spot.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna say that after Meris like bashed him back a little bit, and after Cukunkana's produce flame just kind of came in and did a bunch of like damage to the noggin. What I'd like to say then is Cukunkana, if we can make this theatrical a little bit, is going to kind of like run up just after the produce flame kind of gets in, and grabbing a part of its head that was structurally weakened when she did that.
Ewy.
I would like him to just like kind of grab it and just yank down.
Yeah.
Yeah, just grab it and then just kind of like yank down and just try and remove like a huge chunk of like its like neck and head from it.
Are you trying to do this like from sort of like on your way around?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like this, if this is the kill shot, then he just like kind of bash it along the way.
Is it like Mortal Kombat where he pulls out his heart, but you're like pulling out his brain?
Not quite. I'm more thinking like if he was like trying to like wrestle it and he was just trying to kind of like distract it and pull it down, and then if he just felt more of it just come away than he expected.
Ew.
Okay, yeah.
You're the horror part.
Nice.
So as you move, you go to move around this gigantic crystalline frost beast. You grasp upon the part of the melted skull, and with the intent to simply prevent it from moving and prevent it from potentially doing damage to your friends. As you can see that it's rearing up to do so, you sort of reef its head down, and the skull sort of slides out of the skin of the body.
Ew.
And simply crashes to the ground as you then move to the other side of the body and stand between these two crystalline beasts and your friend Meris.
Although it's completely unintended, Condemned's just gonna roll with it, and he's just gonna like mic drop.
With its head. You
Yeah. With the section of the head, yeah.
I don't want to play with you guys anymore. You guys are gross.
Gross. You guys are gooey.
I hope you're looking forward to a lot more of that.
So, having just witnessed this, these two beings seem to care not for what just happened as they run closer to you and
Philistines.
There's two more?
Yeah.
There's two more, yeah.
Oh, I thought there was only two total.
One reefs its jaws open, and you can sort of see a dark blue glow coming from its throat as it goes to bite you directly on your shoulder, as it sort of leaps up to grab onto you. Does a 21 hit?
Probably.
Probably.
I mean, I'll double check, but I think so.
So you take 8 damage.
Okay, I am going to use Stone's Endurance on that as my reaction.
Sure. And can I get a con save, please?
Sure can. All right, so that is 13 reduction.
Okay, 13 reduction. So you take your fucking stone skin is like nothing.
Yeah, I'm just like it just like grips in, and I just pathetic. I say, and then watch me get a nat 1 on this con save.
Love it.
Oh, okay, no. 23.
Damn.
No, 25, sorry.
Nice.
You feel like the teeth remain on your shoulder for just a moment with sort of a shake from this body that's trying to pierce your Goliath skin and can't quite make it. And you feel a bit of cold seeping into your body, but you shrug it off. No problem.
I really like how many of these creatures do the kind of damage I'm resistant to. I'm really enjoying that aspect of this.
It stays sort of attempting to latch onto you, but it can't get purchased, and eventually you shove it off.
Okay, I'm gonna just Hulk out for it, and then I'm gonna turn to Meris and say, "See? Great for the shoulders."
Maris, speaking of, your turn.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
They're 20 feet away from you.
20 feet? Perfect.
Yeah. One of them is 20 feet. Or they both are.
How close together are they?
They are about 10 feet away from each other. You could get to either right now if you want to.
I'm just wondering if there's a way that I can cone them together into my breath weapon without hitting our big bitch boy. Like, if I could just kind of
Yeah, you could conceivably manage that. They are 10 feet away from each other, and they are 20 feet away from you. You could move. You could get that.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna, go around and try to, get them all lined up. You just see, my lips curl up.
Your nose starts to smoke.
Yeah, it's smoke out there. You kind of, see, up my throat. It starts to get nice and bright. And then I just, shoot, fire right out the mouth.
Okay, fire. All right. What's the save? I believe it's dexterity.
Dex 11.
Dex 11.
11.
Okay, we have one success. We have two successes, but they take half damage.
But isn't that it's fire damage, right?
Yeah, so they take half damage, so they take regular damage.
Yeah, okay, so 2d6. 5.
All right, so each of them, they recognizably feel the heat, as it were, like this is fucking Hot Ones with Sean Evans.
I like how it says gold damage.
Yeah.
Gold damage.
Oh, breath weapon brackets, gold bracket damage. Yeah. So you walk over and you oh my god. You guys remember the first Thor movie?
Yeah.
When the giant robot dude has the laser that comes out of their chest? Meris has sort of a similar fold from their body. They just feel it and they can just
yeah.
Fire just burns out of their chest, directly roasting two of these frost beasts. Not putting them down, but doing a significant amount of shock damage to them.
I think her throat glow is better than yours.
Cukunkana, it's your turn. Assuming that Meris had nothing else to do.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna blow some smoke out of my throat and
just look hot.
Yeah,
just sort of cough,
yeah. Just a cute little puff of smoke.
Yeah.
And then just gonna regrip my maul for my next attack.
All right. Well, Cukunkana, how far away are they from her?
50 feet.
50 feet? Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she's gonna run forward 30 feet.
Okay.
Actually, how far would that be? Wouldn't it be 20 feet forward?
To be 30 feet away?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, she runs 20 feet forward.
You have a definite better line of sight to the one. Meris, are you tangling with the one that is unoccupied or the one that is occupied with your boy?
I think I went to the unoccupied.
Okay, that's what I thought too. Because of the size of your bro, he's kind of blocking the sight of the one that's in front of him, but you have a pretty decent line of sight for the one that Meris is with.
Okay, I'll attack that one.
Hell yeah.
With Produce Flame.
Yeah.
Wow.
Produce the shit out of
Crazy.
All right, she mutters Akin Koko, and she casts Produce Flame. I got 16.
All right, that hits.
Awesome.
Roll D.
Ooh, I got max damage.
Nice. Okay. Once again, with a brutality that you didn't expect that you had within yourself, as the beast takes the hit from Meris's breath weapon, it roars in fury, and stifled by this roar coming from its glowing blue, icy throat, a fucking ball of fire flies down and quenches the color that is coming from its mouth, and similarly, its life. Its unlife.
You know when you go to arcades, you have the ball rolling one, and you have to get it in the ring in the middle?
Skee ball?
Yeah, the skee ball. That's what she's playing, but with the mouth of a creature.
But with murder, yeah.
Did it die? Oh, cool. Does anybody have a reaction to that? Just like a fireball just landing right in their mouth in front of Meris?
I definitely, I turn around and I'm just kind of wide open arms, yeah!
Keep it up, Cukunkana.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does thumbs up back, and then she trots backwards 10 feet.
Next up is Fang, who is like,
Shit, I forgot about her.
absolutely flabbergasted at what is happening right now. She takes a minute and she
A full minute.
runs 30 feet to the right side of behind Condemned, takes out her bow, fires, trying to nail this last beast. And she gets... Oh, fuck. Not enough. She's super fucking distracted.
I yelled, "Don't miss!" as she's about to shoot.
What? Bling!
Honestly, every time someone shoots someone besides Condemned and doesn't get a nat 1, I'm actually a little bit relieved at this point.
That's a good point. That's fair. So once again, she seems to be struggling to comprehend everything going on around her. She's not used to being around people with such competency.
Damn straight, I'm competent.
It seems like it's unusual that this is working so well, which is kind of a mood over here too.
IRL.
Yeah. Connie, it is your turn. You have one beast upon you.
All right, how bad is it looking? Does it look like I'm going to get to kill steal and just get the kill shot on this thing again after my allies did all the damage to it? Out of curiosity.
Using the optional rule that doesn't exist in 5e, it is technically bloodied.
Wait, that doesn't exist in 5e?
No, it's a 4th edition thing. What'd you get?
Guess who did get a natty 1?
Ooh.
Oh no!
Boy.
You produce flame on yourself.
Yeah, because what I was thinking was that Condemned was like, I'll finish this one off. And like, if I got it, what I was totally going to do was try and like grip it below the jaw and then just like elbow pile drive its neck to be snapped. And I feel like that is just ripe with opportunities to fuck me over, honestly.
Yeah.
Just whack your funny bone off a tooth.
With the intent to grab it below the jaw, your hand reaches out in such a fast and intentful manner into this beast's roaring mouth, and you have these. Your arm is very large, and you're sort of using the elbow down motion at the same time. Unfortunately, the belief that you have in yourself is sort of working against you right now as you bring your elbow down upon the skull of the being that currently has your arm within its jaws.
Oh no.
And you sort of clench your own fucking arm with the jaws of this frost beast.
Gross. Ow, that's
Remember what I said in the very beginning of this when I said, can't stop me if I stop myself?
Yeah. I'm just gonna roll some stuff here real quick. Don't worry about it.
Oh, fuck.
I suppose this thing does cold damage.
You take 7 piercing damage.
7 piercing.
Ooh.
And do that con save that we talked about earlier.
Okay.
I don't like that. This isn't good.
So that's 7 damage. Constitution saving throw, a total of 16.
Okay. Nothing happens in regards to that, but you definitely take this piercing damage upon your arm, and it feels awful. You feel foolish and you're frustrated.
Okay. I'm gonna pull my arm out.
You're not able to.
Fair enough.
You have the teeth embedded into your forearm.
Okay.
It's taking the opportunity to really give you the business.
That's fair. That's fair. I can't say that is incorrect. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to say, don't worry, I've got it just where I want it. It's not getting away from me this time. And I'm going to just I'm going to use my second wind to recover some hit
smart.
points so that I'm no longer at
Good
3.
call. Yeah.
Also, by the way, this marks the point where I've officially taken more damage from enemies than my allies.
Oh, yay! Although this is technically your own fault.
Are you your own ally or are you your own enemy?
Actually, you know what? That's true.
Yeah, this is technically your fault.
No, you know what? That's true. I'm going to add this to the total of hours.
Yeah.
So I got 5 hit points from that. I don't know why I use D&D Beyond, but okay.
It's just so easy to just click a button, you know? You don't think about
Yeah.
it.
Back in my day, we'd roll the dice manually.
Back in my day, we had to use an abacus.
For what?
Math!
Oh, for points and stuff. Gotcha. I forgot there was math involved because I use the computer.
I played this game with editing and math. So unfortunately, up next is that beast who has currently got a mouthful of arm.
I thought you were going to say, unfortunately, I thought it was Cukunkana's turn, so I was like, oh, you're such a dick.
Yeah. Bearing its teeth down and digging them more into your wrist, it doesn't do something necessarily intelligent, but they haven't been demonstrating them to be doing a whole lot of that lately. And what they're going to do is they're going to... Have you ever, like, had a dog who, like, got something in their mouth? And I know that Grim knows what I'm about to say. When they just sort of, like, fucking shake their head like crazy and just sort of like...
Yeah.
They're going to do that with your arm.
Cool.
Believe it or not, I'm going to roll with advantage.
I'm honestly glad that you're rolling it all. Wow.
Wow,
This
you
thing wants
didn't have
me
a chance.
dead.
You got 2 natural 20s?
Didn't have
Shucks,
one
howdy.
chance.
2.
It was
Didn't have a
nice
chance.
having both arms for that period
Wow.
of time when that was a thing.
What is with
Oh my
the
god.
rolls in our game?
All right, so I'm going to roll this damage, and I'm going to roll it to everyone.
I was like, you can't hit me.
Oh, shucks, howdy.
Sounds like somebody's gonna get a healing word after this fight.
Is it me?
Yeah, so you take a grand total of 14 damage off of this beast bearing into your arm and shaking with the violence of one who is now, in their eyes, the pack leader.
You know, that's not incorrect.
Yeah.
That's honestly that's correct. If anyone's the leader, it's Connie.
You can feel the tendons in your arm, or they're slipping, and you can feel part of the bone is cracking, and it's incredibly uncomfortable. And unfortunately, I'm also going to need that con save still.
Are you?
That didn't kill him?
I'm at 0. Oh no, I'm at 0. I guess right now we're just looking for massive damage.
You're down?
Oh, well, in that case, if you're down,
Yeah, so you just see me like, I've got him right where I want him, and then you just see him like at the opposite end of where you'd expect him to be of that scene with the Hulk and Loki at the end of the first Avengers movie.
you are on your knees. You can't
Yeah.
bear the pain. You fall unconscious. Anyway, Meris,
Fuck!
So I'm gonna, as a lawful neutral rules lawyer, I've got to point out, I think I do still have to make the Constitution saving throw, and if I fail it, then that just inflicts the death penalties, the death failure on me.
You know what? Yes, you're right. We should play this in the hard survival way that we've determined that this game is played.
Okay, and I want to point out, I said that after I rolled the con save automatically, and I got a 9.
Okay.
So is that a failure?
It sure is.
I feel like 9's pretty high, though.
It should be noted that Cukunkana is screaming in the background.
Now the enemies have done more damage to me than our team has collectively. So
Connie, you are unconscious, so you can only feel what in your mind feels like maybe the coldest you've ever felt in that specific part of your body. The rest of you can see that his gray arm is starting to turn blue and crystalline.
I have resistance. Doesn't help with a death saving throw. No.
Doesn't come up yet. We'll see what happens when your turn comes around. Meris.
You can't resist in hell.
I'm sure you get plenty of cold resistance in hell.
I'm gonna look back at Cukunkana, and I'm just gonna be like, stay back. Don't go near that thing.
Do not pursue.
She looks ready to run in. This is probably why you're saying that.
Yeah, I'm like, no. Yeah, I'm like, we're not losing too.
She's crying officially.
Yeah, I'm gonna sprint up to that. I can get to that, right? I assume I'm in.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's 20 feet away. Or no, 10 feet away.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm just gonna sprint up to it as fast as I can, and just try to get it right in the snout. So hopefully I could break a tooth or two. Or wait, is it still clamped onto him?
Yes.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind. I'm not gonna do that. Never mind.
I'm gonna take my sword, my hammer, and I'm gonna smash his arm clean off because it's all frozen. It'd be super easy right now.
I'm gonna take my maul and I'm gonna throw it and I'm gonna bite his other arm.
Yeah.
No, okay, I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna be like, drop him, and I'm gonna smack it in the butt.
All right.
Drop it.
I'm just gonna smack it
Yeah.
in the butt.
Oh,
Is this
man.
like from behind, like you're kicking it in the butt with your maul, or is it sort of like down onto its hips?
I think it's right, I'm putting it in the butt, pretty much.
Okay.
Fuck. That's an 8?
Unfortunately, that does not do it. You consumed by the passion that you have for saving this person who you have, at the very least over this short period of time, grown to appreciate, if not care for. You take the maul and you swing it, and you just sort of whiff on the tail. The tail of the beast sort of flutters over, and some shards of crystal and ice fly off it into the distance.
Imagine being Fang and watching the competence of this team nosedive immediately.
Wow.
Everything, but
Ooh.
panicking!
Like Fang's been helping them.
True.
Yeah, fucking Fang.
Next up, Cukunkana.
Cukunkana is hyperventilating, and she's like, "Okay, survival first, and she says, "Akin cuckoo, akin cuckoo," and she is going to cast Produce Flame to try to attack it. And just how far away does she have to move? 10 feet forward or 20 feet forward again?
Yeah, you'll have to move.
I think it's 10 feet, right?
10 feet. Yeah, you'll have to move 10 feet forward.
She moves 10 feet forward.
This thing is now because of Connie being basically passed out with an arm up in this thing's mouth. This thing is now taller than it. You get a pretty decent point of view on it.
Yeah, she can feel the tears that she's crying, freezing to her face. And I'm going to use my point of inspiration to attack this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have that.
Okay, that's almost too bad. 'Cause I was going to say, if Connie died because Cukunkana got a nat 1 and hit him, and then on the next one, I failed my death saving throw. I would be sad that Condemned story did not get to complete, but I would laugh for the next solid week straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be so funny. Okay, I got a 15 and an 18, so plus 6 for the 18. That's 20.
That's plenty. 18 plus math is fine.
18 plus math, yeah. I got a 5, so that's 10 damage.
Okay. How would you like to do this?
Yes!
Yee.
All right, so it's biting my good friend, maybe my best friend. So she's really, really upset and shaking and crying, but she takes a deep breath,
Can I offer a small little thing?
Yeah.
You feel a guiding hand reach around yours to just offer you a little bit of assistance.
Like the movie Ghost.
Yes.
But with arson.
She just quietly says, "Hooyah," which means, "Okay, let's go."
Hoo-yeah.
And she throws it with more determination than she's actually shown until now. This is like the first life and death experience that she's ever had, you know? Sure, the fights before were scary, but in her mind didn't think that anyone would die, because she goes out thinking if I try hard enough, everything's gonna work out okay.
She believes in the power of love and the heart of the cards, and
yeah, she's got protagonist syndrome. She believes everything's going to be okay if she just goes out and tries her best, and that's not the fact of the world. So she throws it with all of her might, and it hits the ice wolf, I think in its side, I suppose. And I want to imagine that this particular Produce Flame is very spicy,
habanero.
and I want it to melt its way through its body. Killing it by melting into its carapace.
You're able to see something that not anybody else is able to see, and as you throw it, the guiding hand that was helping you to get a good bead on this, it follows the Produce Flame, the tiny ball of Produce Flame, and as it bores into the side of the carapace of this beast, you can see that it's slowly pushing it into the middle of it.
Sick.
From there, the beast's jaw relaxes, Condemned's arm falls out. The beast, with an unusual amount of speed, simply immolates from within. Falls to pieces, the bones and the crystals sort of lay on the ground, some of the crystals shatter. Condemned is super unconscious.
Sukun kind of runs the heck over, immediately after the danger is gone.
Yeah, I'm rolling the dog, I'm rolling it as far away from him as I can.
Yeah, and she's kind of panicking. She's not good in high stress situations. She's like, do I use a spell or do I use my potion or?
You can hear Condemned's voice from beyond the almost grave of only.
Oh, right. Give me a death save real quick.
Okay, 11. So I got to pass. From beyond the almost grave, just use 1 point of lay on hands.
Yeah, she's panicking.
I can recover hit points on a short rest.
Yeah, she does not know what she's doing. She's like, what do I do? How do I do this? What? She's freaking out.
Come on, let's. I know lay on hands.
She completely forgot.
So are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I can do that. I'll do this.
All right. So I believe that we said that your lay on hands is fire based.
Oh, right.
So would you like to describe how that works in regards to healing Condemned from his wounds on his arm and bringing him back to the brink of consciousness?
And it still hurts, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So I think it's like a...
Try to be as gruesome as possible, please.
Yeah.
I put my hands on my chest, and then I just kind of like bring them up my throat together in front of my mouth. And then you can see a brightness there. And then, like as if I was holding like a little bit of a fire and warming my hands up, I rub them together. And then I place them on his arm where the bite was. The warmth and the heat from that and the power that's in that fire has rejuvenating properties. So you can kind of feel that starting to, like that cold and that ice and that disgustingness start to wither away, melt away a little bit.
All right. How many of the hit points are you giving me? Just the one to bring me up, or?
No, I'll give you 2.
Oh.
What a good friend.
No, I'll give you 3 because I'll take 2.
Thanks. Okay. Yeah. It's a good it's a good idea to keep a couple around, and then you can just use it on like dying allies. So as you like just sear and the arm like cauterizes closed, there's that thing where he just like sits bolts like straight up like, oh, that's brisk. That'll wake you up in the morning. So it'll be fun.
Fang looks and she's like flabbergasted, like, I can't figure out if you guys are brilliant or idiots.
Cukunkana's still crying. She goes in response.
I can't understand why you brought her along. She's too emotional for the road.
Hey, you don't talk bad about our baby.
Did you see what she did to that giant wolf or giant creature?
Yeah, she did a lot more than you did.
I recognize that, but it's you out here. You had to be ruthless, Cukunkana. Like you have to find the strength within yourself a little bit more.
Cukunkana glares at her and she says, I made the choice against what I wanted to kill that thing before I healed Connie. Because I knew that was the right thing to do. So I'm not wrong for having emotions if I can still make the right choice.
I can't agree.
Condemned is going to bring up his arm and he's going to point to it where it's still like kind of like bleeding, but it's cauterized. And he's going, you are right that she is too emotional for this work. Now, but look, my arm was wounded. It will scar. It will be harder than it was before. But it could not get to that point without being wounded first. Cukunkana has been wounded. She will be harder after this. Give her time.
Well, I can't disagree with that.
Cukunkana sticks her tongue out at Fang.
Even though like his inspiring message was just like, don't worry, she'll die inside like the rest of us soon. No.
She's got to get a good dose of trauma and then she'll be all right.
Yeah. That's his very not toxic prescription. I don't want to, slow us down or anything, but if we could take like a nap.
Yes.
We could take
Just,
short
like,
bursts.
if we could take an hour, I'd appreciate it.
I always want to take a nap.
Yeah, all right. We should get away from here and then maybe to the next checkpoint, and then we should sit down.
Cukunkana wants to get one of the wolf skulls.
Sure. There's one that's
Oh.
not destroyed.
Actually,
She
good point.
She wants to get one, and she's gonna use produce flame to like melt off all the flesh and ice. Make it clean.
As you do this, you take your produce flame out and you sort of run it over the skull and try to clean it off as best you can. And in a new sensation that you are definitely not familiar with, the skin of this beast is bubbling and rippling and eventually melting off, and the smell of the burning fur is unforgettable, and it's ingrained into your memory for probably the rest of time, considering that this appears to be describably older than time, but somehow kept mobile.
Ugh, describably icky, nasty.
Yeah.
She kind of holds it up and she kind of looks at it because did it kind of resemble the wolves in her dreams?
Yes, it very much did.
Yeah, and so she kind of holds it, and she's actually going to do something that's probably going to gross everyone out. She's going to give it a little smooch.
Yeah, she's too emotional for this. I don't know, actually. Maybe we should send her home. I think you're right, Fang. I'm so sorry. I'm also really sorry about the racist thing I said earlier.
Yeah, that was still not cool.
We all have a lot of growing to do.
Yeah.
So you take the skull and you bring it to your lips, and do you close your eyes? Is this fairly like...
Yeah, she kind of just like says internally like a prayer for it.
Mhm.
And she's just like, I hope you moved on, and I hope that it's better where you are.
Seeing this, Condemned is actually going to chide himself internally for thinking of like such weak things as like slowing down when there's clearly materials to be harvested. So he's gonna like very kind of like shakily like get to his feet and like stretch a bit to try it, mostly in vain, to like stretch out the fact that he just got his ass handed to him. Also, by the way, I'm just keeping track. Only one that took damage again?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
But that's your job.
I'm doing the tank job, man.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I just took damage from the pit.
No, you took damage from metagaming.
No, you didn't take damage from the pit. You took damage from the dad joke.
Oh, fuck. Stupid idiot. I'm my own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Condemned would like to take out his hunting knife and his bonesmith tools, which I imagine also includes some harvesting stuff.
Yes.
And he would like to try and harvest as much usable bone as he can, and if that's too much for him to carry, just to get the highest quality stuff. Like the bone, and I imagine the flesh and hide would be basically useless.
How many diamonds have these wolves eaten?
They are not diamonds. They are ice cream.
A whole chest popped out.
Oh, is there any that look any fun and interesting to me?
Yes, there's certainly some that are unfamiliar but seemingly usable to you. You're able to get a few crystals that you might be able to use in your alchemy later. Connie, you're able to get some relatively good femur bones, and you're able to get some teeth as well.
All right, I'll do some femur bones and teeth.
So Fang, looking to Cukunkana while the rest of these other two, loot these bodies, says, you should mark where we found these, and then we should get the fuck out of here.
She quietly takes out her cartography stuff and she writes it down on her map. And she also I think she probably also has a journal, like how young teenagers have journals that they use to journal in, like her bullet journal. And she writes in this event, and she's writes in a question mark, Kakin? Wolves? Why are there undead wolves in the tundra? Kind of like one of those things that she wants to come back to think about. And she's absolutely keeping the skull. She very gently puts it into her pack.
How much do these how much do these bones weigh, roughly?
Collectively, the bones that you got, probably about 35 pounds.
Fuck yeah.
They're very dense.
I would imagine.
Yeah, especially if you're only looking for the good ones.
Yeah. So Cukunkana, you've got to take your mask off to kiss the wolf skull, right? Which has been up. So when you were in the tent, it was completely dark, right? And you put your mask on and everything before you came out of it. And so this is the first time that Condemned has actually seen Cukunkana's face. And so as he's over the body and he's looking up, and he's kind of looking up at Cukunkana as she pulls the mask down. Cukunkana is probably too busy for this, but Meris, and I guess also Fang, if we care about her, which we don't. But Meris would have noticed, he'd just stop, he'd go stock still, and he'd have this kind of 1,000-yard stare as he's looking at her face. And then he'd kind of shake his head, and he'd go back to cutting up the bone, but he would be in a completely different state of mind, as something is deeply troubling him.
Fang notices your 1,000-yard stare, and she asks, "What's the matter?"
Don't worry about it.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to episode 2 of Tales of Bone and Ice, starring Grim as Cukunkana, Marilyn as Meris Terraset, Candor as Condemned, and myself, Brian Sherwood, as the DM. Editing and music done by Chelsea Love. As it stands right now, we have our first 3 episodes out right now, and we are intending, permitting, to upload 2 episodes a month. If you like the show, tweet at us on our Twitter, @BonePod, using the hashtag BonePod. and we might use your name or a name you suggest as a character on the show. If you really liked it, share it with a friend and consider giving us a rating on iTunes or your preferred podcast app. Once again, I'm Brian Sherwood. Thanks again for listening, and remember to schedule regular vet appointments for your furry friend so that you can catch anything serious early and avoid expensive vet bills as best you can.